Welcome to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, if a black boxer spewed racial racism like Ryan Garcia, or should I say Ryan Garcia, and others did. Yes. If it was a black boxer that spewed out that racial racism hatred by the actionable words of Ryan Garcia and others did, oh, it would have been all types of uh, look at the black people. They hate Hispanics. You see how that goes, right? But in this situation with Ryan Garcia and some others that spewed out vile hatred, and there was a few black personnel that got mad at Ryan Garcia, right? But it was more venting. The thing about it is, that's what certain numbers of within certain Hispanicism, talking about the one this applies to. This is the way certain ones feel on that, right? Now, with that being said, you'll have some certain people that were like, wait a minute now, why people got to be talking about Hispanics? Because not all Hispanic. I show that video. It's kind of funny to a point because I'm like that. I'm not hearing that nonsense. Ryan Garcia, he made those racial racism hatred comments. No one made him do that in his cohorts, which wasn't really talked about. No one made them do that. That was deep within themselves, right? Because if it was a American black boxer did that, there would have been all types of hell. Again, he don't like Hispanics. He definitely don't like Mexicans and stuff like that. He hate his mom, right? You see how that goes. But when Ryan Garcia makes such hatred remarks, then it's like, oh, excuses. Say, for instance, let me play this first video because I don't want to keep people's time's valuable time. I love the N words. You see Ryan Garcia. You see that, right? But remember, black folks use N words. Most black folks don't use the N words, by the way. It is a destructionary word. It is a trash can word. It is a nonsensical word.
Nigga, you supposed to hit those tests and throw up the peace sign. That means you want to
what I said? I said niggas are worried about niggas in the ER word, but niggas are saying niggas to the ER.
Mm.
No, you didn't hear that.
Can you say? No. Can you say it again?
Okay, niggas are worried about other people saying the ER word, but niggas are saying niggas to the ER.
That's crazy. That's a crazy word. You're absolutely right, though.
Bro, am I wrong?
You're not.
No, you are right, bro.
I'm gonna repeat it one more time.
I think you should repeat it 2 more times.
Now, before I play that last part, but see the game on this with Ryan Garcia. So a black man robbed him, right? You see, throws people off, right, with the game playing. But I remember, I thought I heard something where he was talking about how when people check him or talking to him about this, he was like, well, my aunt, like he was about to say a relative, right? Then he stopped and went somewhere else, right? So I'm just putting that in perspective. But this, you say something about blaming the black male, that's the easiest way of doing stuff. But let me continue. Now remember, he's on this particular personnel show, that has some actionable, what sound like some vile hatred as well. And I'm just relaying because anybody with sense will say, yeah, that kind of does sound like that. Let me continue playing this particular clip on this particular show he's on.
Times, bro.
R, the hard R, when niggas are saying niggas to the ER.
What? What does that have anything to do with anything? You see how the switchery, right? Well, you know, the black folks are using the hard ER and they get talking about because they don't use the niggas. They send the ER because they sending black folks to the ER. I'm saying this is what supremacists do when they hear that nonsense, right? Yeah, this is what they do when people believe that nonsense, right? Because it's sometimes well, many times it's very natural for certain people from certain other cultures, not the good ones. I'm not talking about that. They know who they are, but certain cultures that have a hatred for within American blackism. And it's like it's so natural, right? It's so natural. But let me continue with this because I don't waste too much of your time.
This nigga speaking poetry. All right, look, if you rap.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I got to interrupt. You hear what the other person said. It wasn't just Ryan Garcia. It was some others. You heard that in the background. The other guy said.
Break it down like this. Look, he said niggas. He just basically spit a bar. All right, niggas. He just removed the ER, so he didn't say niggers, right? He said niggas are saying that niggas and other people shouldn't be saying niggas, right? Or say nigger, but we say niggas to the ER. You feel me?
Makes no sense what he's talking about.
Speaking on black crime, which doesn't get speaked about enough.
Oh, hold on. Let me repeat that. Oh, that's a trope.
The fact that you're speaking on black crime, which doesn't get speaked about enough, you know what I mean? Because that is a real thing, right?
You see how that goes? Black on black crime. That's the most nonsensical trope that's ever existed because anybody with sense, if any other culture or background that listen and things like that, or some person from Africa, certain person in the Caribbean, not talking about the sellouts and gullible ones in some other cultures, et cetera, et cetera. American blacks are not the leading criminal people. That belongs to personnel within certain sections of the predominant culture commit the most crimes, not American blacks. But that is a nonsensical trope. But unfortunately, many numbers of American blacks allow people to put majority of American blacks in that trope. Oh, it's black on black crime. You know, we need to talk about enough. Let me put that last part again.
We say niggas, right? Or say nigger, but we say niggas to the ER. You feel me? The fact that you're speaking on black crime, which doesn't get speaked about enough, you know what I mean? Because that is a real thing, right?
Hey, guess what? I bet y'all hate me. Fuck George Floyd.
That's
No, I
Steve,
know.
man. That's
No,
Steve.
no. Fuck George Floyd.
Go. Ooh. Now, again, what if that was an American black that did that, boxer did that to some icon or some personnel within that person's culture? Oh, they wouldn't like that at all, would they? But let's continue.
No, he was
That
just
nigga
smoking
was
on George
that
Floyd,
nigga
bro.
was a crackhead, bro. He died because he had fentanyl in the system.
So now this racial racism person and the actionableness of Ryan Garcia and others. So when he says that George Floyd, you know, basically did what he did because he had fentanyl in his system, right? You said that nonsense, almost 9 minutes or 9 minutes plus of that racial racism terrorist Davin Chauvin put in his rapid knees on George Floyd back and other people of color watching around. He blames George Floyd. Now, what if that happened to other culture? Ooh.
Bro, I'm sorry. I know I hurt y'all feelings, but fuck George.
Yeah, he just crashed out, bro. He really was just having an overdose the whole time. I can't breathe, bro. You was having an overdose, bro.
He crashed out. And guess what? Fuck Steven Jackson too. Bro, I want to show y'all my DMs of Steven Jackson. I'm gonna post it.
Then he talks about right here all them pro-black boxing fans that were kissing Ryan Garcia, or someone's talking about all them pro-black boxing fans that were kissing Ryan Garcia's ass for months are looking real dumb right now, right? Okay, however it goes, there's some, black folks that don't see some reality. But again, pushing the deflection tactic on that, right? Continuing.
Yo,
Why does Steven
Ryan.
push Canelo's like 4-year-old daughter on the floor, bro? This was crazy.
What?
Ryan, I have a question. Ryan, I have a question real quick.
You know what's crazy? He didn't ride for George Floyd till he died. That's how I was like, start questioning the
Ryan,
Jackson.
you know, we got the elections coming up in November. Could we change the title to Trump 2024 so we can get his campaign rolling?
Okay,
Is that okay?
I'm gonna do it.
All right, cool.
But you know how it go on that, right? But let me play this next particular video because again, I'm trying to make this a quick topic for today on that one. But you see the disgustingness of Ryan Garcia, right, and the others. It wasn't just him, right? And then there was some little game playing because he also said something about Muslims. Yes, he put that on there, but again, that wasn't even in the same concept of within American Black he was talking about, right? But let me go ahead and play this next video.
How is Ryan doing? Eddie Heard interview that we did on the channel. How is Ryan doing? I know from social media it seems that he's having a difficult time with everything, but when's the last time you spoke to Ryan and how is he doing?
Well, I haven't spoken to Ryan in a long time, but he speaks to his mother more than me, you know, but it's okay. He'll call me when he wants to, but what I'm seeing is that I would love for him to get some type of therapy when it comes to his drinking, you know? I mean, I'm being real. You know, he says he can control it. Well, I hope he can, but if he doesn't, that's what I'm talking about. Get that therapy so that he can't stop.
Is that what's been happening? Is that?
Yeah, that's one of the main issues, yeah.
What's the reason behind you guys not being able to talk? It's just he's not taking your calls, or
He just, you know, he's out there. You know, he's out there. He's being 25 years old. I mean, you know, I know when I was 25, I wouldn't call my parents, you know.
Excuses.
I needed them. So I guess that's the moment that he'll call me when he needs me.
it must be so, I don't know, so hard, so difficult to see him going through all this.
Well, it is, you know, it is. He did say something to his mother, and I was around when he said it, and he said that, you know, he's pretty bummed out about everyone, you know, attacking him and saying that he did something on purpose, which it wasn't. It was just a contamination, it was supplement, and it is what it is. So.
This is how that sounds. I see nothing. I hear nothing. I know nothing. Right? I see nothing. I hear nothing. I know nothing. So his father wants to pretend the racial racism, hatred that came out of his son's mouth was, you know, it's not too much at all. But listen to the beginning of this little person at the beginning of the video, how he just sounded so like, oh, you know what, is everything okay?
On the channel, how is Ryan doing? I know from social media it seems that he's having a difficult time with everything, but when's the last time you spoke to Ryan and how is he doing?
Well, I haven't.
As if he's some victim, right? But hold on, let me get that, remove that video. But let me go back again to the first video. Well, hold on, let me go back again. Well, let's say he put on there, he loves the N words. What is that again? Ryan Garcia saying, he loved the N words. But you heard his father on the last video I just showed you acting as if, or the guy that was asking his father the question, asking as if, well, how's Ryan doing? He's okay? Everything's okay? As if he's a victim.
Nigga,
You supposed to hit those tests and throw up the peace sign. That means you
yeah,
want
you
to
know what
ball.
I said niggas are worried about niggas in the ER word, but niggas are saying niggas to the ER.
What?
That's crazy work. Yeah.
Are sending niggas when niggas are
Yeah, bar. Alright, niggas, he just removed the ER, so he didn't say nigger, right? He said niggas are saying that niggas shouldn't, other people shouldn't be saying niggas, right? Or say nigger, but we say niggas to the ER. You feel me?
The fact that you're speaking on black crime, which doesn't get speaked about enough, you know?
Again, the nonsense, right? Deflection. Why is not talking about brown on brown crime or yellow on yellow crime or certain Native American upon Native American crimes. It's just a question on that, right? But so let me just remove this one and let me go to the next video on that one then. We go to the next video. It's so ridiculous. The use of that N word needs to be destroyed. The N word is a very destructible word. And you got people that's using the word from however different cultures who know who they are. And you don't know what that word is. Why is the person using it? Well, because the black folks using it. Okay, so again, the proverbial black folks jump off the bridge. You're going to jump off the bridge with them? Of course you're not. For black personnel is sitting there looking at an alligator, and alligators open his mouth. A black person, American black, wants to jump into alligator's mouth. Is the person going to jump to alligator's mouth because a black person is doing it? Of course not. You see the most childish games that are put upon American blacks, right? And again, collectively, American blacks do not use the N word, right? So that's not going to do anything. Because the person used that destructional, silly word, it's like, why are you using that word? A different culture, different background. Why are you using that word? I don't know. So you're using one of the most destructional word ever, and you don't know why you're using it. Okay. I understand. No, I don't, because that's just silly. But let me continue on that one.
You're a nappy head, motherfucker.
Nappy head, I sound like some racist shit.
Hey, that's what he's looking like. That's what he's looking like. I'm sorry. You got a nappy head.
This is African Americans. We have more coarse hair than you Latinos, but that don't make our hair nappy. But that does not make our hair nappy. So don't get it confused. I don't care about all facts or whatever you got to say. At the end of the day, we're African Americans, and we have.
Wow. Let me play that again. Now, this is Ryan Garcia, racial racism, by his words, racial racism, terrorists come out of his mouth. Ryan Garcia's father, right? And something about that aura of his father is very questionable, right? And he pretends that he's innocent and stuff like that. But listen again to Ryan Garcia's father insulting an American black.
You're a nappy head,
Nappy head, I sound like some racist shit. Nappy head, I sound like
a nappy head, motherfucker. You're a nappy head, motherfucker.
Nappy head, I sound.
You're a nappy head, motherfucker.
Nappy head, I sound like some racist shit.
You're a nappy head, motherfucker.
Nappy head, I sound like some racist shit.
Hey, that's what he's looking like. That's what he's looking like. I'm sorry. You're a nappy head, motherfucker.
Nappy head, I sound like some racist shit.
Hey, that's what he's looking like. That's what he's looking like. I'm sorry. You got a nappy head.
Oh, but Ryan Garcia says the N word left and right, and his cohorts on that show using the N word and people making excuses and stuff like that. And he's having a mental, I mean, he can go somewhere with that. He has a mental illness. Go to hell with that tactic. If that was an American black boxer who did that, and he said, "Oh, he has mental health issues," and they'd be like, "Oh, hell no." Excuse my language. They'd be like, "Oh, heck no." No, black folks, they're xenophobic, right? As if American blacks have not been the most openest people ever in this country and have been ran over the most. Oh, some cultures know what I'm talking about. But we see how Ryan Garcia, dad, that racism came out of, or we can easily construe out of Ryan Garcia, the racial racism out of his that came across, and some of his cohorts on that show. And here is his father saying racial racism, demonic dragon shit, hatred of this American black man boxer, right? Let's play this again.
nappy head, motherfucker.
Nappy head, I sound like some.
You're a nappy head, motherfucker.
Nappy head, I sound like some racist shit.
You're a nappy head, motherfucker.
Nappy head, I sound like some racist shit.
Hey, that's what he's looking like. That's what he's looking like.
Mm.
He's got a nappy head.
Listen, us African Americans, we have more coarse hair than you Latinos. But that don't make our hair nappy. But that does not make our hair nappy. So don't get it confused. I don't care about all facts or whatever you got to say. At the end of the day, we're African Americans and we have a
The embarrassing. Did that sound like Ryan Garcia's father has some kind of love, or did it come across like he has hatred himself on that part? That was some very much hatredness that came out of his mouth. But let me play this one other video on this situation on that. Now, this was from also a boxer, a real good boxer, American black boxer. And when he was told, asked about what his thoughts of is the saddest, some of the top, I guess, 4 or 5 different things that's sad to see in American black is when modern day is that ones that make excuses when people just outright derogatories American blacks and then make excuses for the person who comes across as racial racism terrorist. Other people look at that and have no respect for a people that allow people to disrespect them like that. I'm just setting that part up. So this is that particular black male. Some people will know him, some people will not. But for what he said was an embarrassment to a strong American black male would never sit there and talk like this, right? On this. Let me go ahead and play this particular part.
It made me feel very sad. It didn't offend me. It made me feel very sad for him to hear him speaking the way that he was speaking. And even hear him saying he wasn't gonna regret it. And then, you know, again, to see him soliciting an apology. The apology was real. Him saying that he wasn't going to regret it was just him pushing on where he was already at. Anything that he commits to, he doesn't know how to uncommit to it. He doesn't know how to retract it. He doesn't know how to just stop it. You know what I mean? He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad kid. He's just made some bad mistakes.
If I asked a puppet, how does that sound? If I had a Muppet puppet, I said, hey man, how does that sound, man? For American black to make excuses for what somebody comes across as racial racism, terrorism, vile hatred of American black. How does that sound like?
I thought it was dumb. Maybe you're right.
Yes, it did. Yes, this is so sad to see an American black boxer make excuses for Ryan Garcia's what can be construed as racial racism, hatred relating to American blacks. Because if American black said the same thing in a racial hatred way, talking about he loves certain derogatory words toward Hispanics, or if it was Native Americans, or et cetera, then it'd be like they're xenophobic. Look, they need to have a talk with American blacks because they're violent, et cetera. So for the American black man to say something like that is ridiculous. I guess they would call, some people don't know that some other culture who might be listening to this somewhere down the road, et cetera, called buck breaking. That is something, buck dancing. And that's when basically also some coonish people are the ones that want to look good in front of a master who's controlling the mentality and things like that, because they want that particular black man or black woman don't want to make waves, but at the same time they're the victims. You see how that goes? That's buck person that's been buck broke basically on that. Well, buck broke is also dealing with when a male racial terrorism grabs up a black male and does some things to him in an involuntary way. So that's also part of buck breaking. and stuff like that. This guy, what he did was buck dancing and stuff like that. But one last video relating to this, I want to show you the comments. Also, a couple comments that people looked at this particular American Black boxer who sit there and just said the most just embarrassingness of emasculinity. But good boxer, he about get in somebody's face and box the heck out of him. But when he would sit there and ask the question about Ryan Garcia's racial racism tirade, he started switching all over the darn place, going all over the darn place. That's embarrassing. This is why collectively American Black male modern day cannot get any respect on that, right? And that's why it's so surprising when there is a strong American Black male that is about something and constructive in doing his thing. Let me play this video on that. This was so embarrassing when I saw this too.
Where they at? It didn't where they at. It didn't offend me. It made me feel very sad for him to hear him speaking the way that he was speaking, and even hear him saying he wasn't gonna regret it, and then again to see him soliciting an apology. The apology was real. Him saying that he wasn't going to regret it was just him pushing on where he was already at. Anything
this is sad.
He commits to, he doesn't know how to uncommit to it. He doesn't know how to retract it. He doesn't know how to just stop it. You know what I mean? He's not a bad guy.
Now, again, keep that in mind. When I played the first video, he's not a bad guy, but Ryan Garcia, he loved the N-words. But you see the American Black boxer saying,
Nigga,
You supposed to hit your chest and throw up the
No.
peace sign. That means you
yeah,
want
you
to
know what I said niggas are worried about niggas in the ER word, but niggas are saying niggas to the ER. No, you didn't hear that.
Can you say? No. Can you say it again?
Okay, niggas are worried about other people saying the ER word, but niggas are saying niggas to the ER. No, you didn't hear that.
and you see at the bottom, when Ryan Garcia saying George Floyd is a, you know what? No other culture, especially males, are not going to allow an American Black male to say something about their people or some person that some bad thing happened to someone that was known after racial racism tirade by a bad either law enforcement or by some other personnel, and an American Black boxer said that person is a bitch. Oh my goodness. That person, that American Black boxer couldn't walk down the street. But you see, he called Ryan Garcia called George Floyd a bitch. Ooh. Nah. The embarrassing of that. But going back to that boxer, American Black boxer who was good, and him buck dancing all over the place and making excuses.
He's not a bad kid. He's just made some bad mistakes, some immature decisions, and he's just not reaping. Well, he's unfortunately reaping the results of where they're at. It didn't offend me. It made me feel very sad for him to hear him speaking the way that he was speaking.
So that didn't offend him. But you see this first comment. Look at this first comment from that American Black boxer who was asked, what do you think about those vile comments, basically, of the racism vileness came out of Ryan Garcia mouth, right? And you see the comment. I'm not going to lie to this person who's writing this comment about this buck dancing Black male. Hearing Sean speak about this subject makes me wish that Black folk would be more forgiving towards other Black people. We tend to be more forgiving towards other groups than our own, of course. And then the thing about it, see, American Blacks collectively allow people to continue disrespecting. And there are people, salute to the good people of different cultures and backgrounds, to those, because there's quite a lot of ones that have a hatred for American Blacks, but they know without the American Blacks, many would not be allowed to come to America in that kind of way. and for without the black pain of American blacks, many people would not be able to sit there and march and stand up to certain people within the Padame culture, and etc. So you do have people that riding the coattails, the pigtails, the goat tails, the horse tails, whatever the heck it is, that American blacks had to go through this country for centuries, right? Many people owe a gratitude of thanks to the American blacks, right? And so you hear a buck dancing, horse line type person, scary buck dancing type, broken American black male like this Sean guy, and that he would get in the face of another person and punch him out in his freaking face. But he makes excuses for Ryan Garcia's racial racism tangent. That's an embarrassment on that. And salute to the good people out there who know what I'm saying is the truth on that. Because no other male from some other culture, not a real male, some other culture would allow a Ryan Garcia type. And if it was an American black man that did that, oh, no, 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 he could not walk down the street. Oh, and some people know what I'm talking about is true. So for this black male to sit there and act like, oh, it didn't offend me, and see these comments. But the second comment, let me keep going.
He wasn't gonna regret it, and then again to see him soliciting an apology. The apology was real. Him saying that he wasn't going to regret it was just him pushing on where he was already at. Anything that he commits to, he doesn't know how to uncommit to it. He doesn't know how to retract it. He doesn't know how to just stop it. You know what I mean? He's not a bad guy.
He is not a bad guy. And this system would do this when they hear a modern day feminized black male who can be tough to other people, but when other people show hatred toward the American black male overall and they cower back down, this is what supremacists do. Sorry, that's not what I want to play. This is how they look at numbers of American blacks, the one this applies to, because the rally thinking black males would not sit there and say the most buck dancing, silly stuff like that as that black boxer did to allow excuses. But this is what a lot of supremacists would do when they hear a buck dancing type black male make excuses for race, racism, and terrorism. Yes, this is what numbers of people do when they hear a buck break and a buck dance American black male, modern day, make excuses for racial racism terrorists that came out of Ryan Garcia's mouth, right? And you see this comment, one of his comments, Garcia will be 26 years old in August. He is not a kid. He's a grown ass man. Life lesson, stand by what you do. Of course, your racial racism terrorist, stand by what you do on that. On that. This you see the last comment, buck dancing Porter. How very true on that.
He's not a bad kid. He's just made some bad mistakes, some immature decisions, and he's just not reaping. Well, he's unfortunately reaping the results of where.
It's excuses on that. But I'm gonna play this one last video. It's real quick on. Now I want you to keep this in mind. Now again, I'm not talking about the numbers of good Hispanics, credit given to like credit given to certain good numbers Asians, good numbers of Native Americans, etc. But you also have some buffooneries and some coonish ones and some silly ones too that have a hatred or having an intra hatred toward one another. I'm not talking about them. But since Ryan Garcia is an American by nationality, but of Mexican heritage. Now, I want to show you something what Geronimo said about Mexicans on that, right? Let me show you something that's rarely ever shown. And this has kind of shocked a lot of people because this is rarely shown what actually Geronimo said about Mexicans. Now, keep this in mind. Again, what Ryan Garcia said to about numbers of American blacks, talking about making excuses about the N word he was using, right? Nobody else will allow this kind of terminology. But again, the excuses that was made by that particular American black boxer was an embarrassment. Now, again, Ryan Garcia is of Mexican heritage, right? There are some good Mexican person out there. Oh, very good ones too, like some very bad ones. But I'm saying if an American black male said that, calling Mexicans the N word and calling a Native American N word and calling, I mean, you get the point. Oh, that would not be accepted, right? But watch how Geronimo said about Mexicans on this. Ooh, ooh, boy, I was like, ooh, when I heard that. Give me 1 second. This is worth even listening to on that. Ooh, what I think about that is that's a shrug for me on that one. Here we go. What Geronimo said about Mexicans.
I've killed many Mexicans. I do not know how many, for frequently I did not count them. Some of them were not worth counting. It has been a long time since then. But still, I have no love for Mexicans. With me, they were always treacherous and malicious. I am old now, and shall never go on the warpath again. But if I were young and followed the warpath, it would lead into old Mexico. End quote.
Ooh. Ah. Let me play that one last time. What? Hold on. Ooh. Very rarely have anybody heard exactly what Geronimo thought about Mexicans. So let me play that one last time.
I've killed many Mexicans. I do not know how many, for frequently I did not count them. Some of them were not worth counting. It has been a long time since then. But still, I have no love for Mexicans. With me, they were always treacherous and malicious. I am old now, and shall never go on the warpath again. But if I were young and followed the warpath, it would lead into old Mexico. End quote.
Ooh, terrible. So I'll make that point. So when you hear Ryan Garcia talk about he loves the N words, that's out of his mouth, right? If American black said that to an Hispanic person, oh no, that ain't gonna work. So I'm playing this one last time about Ryan Garcia, racial racism tirade. And if it was American black boxer said this.
Hit your chest and throw up the peace sign. That
Hey,
means you want
you know
to
what I said niggas are worried about niggas in the ER word, but niggas are saying niggas to the ER. No, you didn't hear that.
Can you say? No. Can you say it again?
Okay, niggas.
Oh, and this way you see this where it says so first he's saying the N word. Now he's disrespecting a black man who was, removed from life basically on national TV by a Bassie police officer. George Floyd is you see the word Ryan Garcia, right? No one will allow something like that. No other real males and no other culture will allow American black male to insult the hell out of someone that was removed by a bad seed in their culture, or even within America, or some situation in their own country, or especially it would not allow American black male to sit there and insult the hell out of them. Oh, no. Again, he would not be able to walk down that street. But some people are just getting very comfortable who know they are and insultingness of modern day American blacks. I got it.
Are worried about other people saying the ER word, but niggas are saying niggas to the ER.
That's crazy. That's crazy work. You're absolutely right, though.
Bro, am I wrong?
You're not.
No, you are right, bro.
I'm gonna repeat it one more time.
I think you should repeat it 2 more times, bro.
Okay. Niggas are sending niggas to the ER, and y'all niggas worried about other people saying the ER, the hard R, when niggas are saying niggas to the ER.
This nigga speaking poetry.
And see, that's the other part too. Many people ain't talking about. What about his friend? His friend don't get no freaking pass. He's using the N-word too, right? But he doesn't have any constructive consequences put upon him. Now, again, there is no other word that compares to the N-word. It is destruction of word. I despise that word with disposableness, right? It is a destruction word. Because again, if you ask any other person, any other culture, why are you using that word? I don't know. What? So using one of the most destructiony, dangerous, demonic, Godzilla shit words that has ever come to existence, and you saying that word, you don't know what it sounds like. Do you know how that sounds? Now, if an American black male went to another cultural background and was using some kind of word in which there's no equivalent, they'd be like, don't you ever say that word again. Why I can't say that word? There's some other people who use that word against certain other Hispanics, certain other Asians, certain other Native Americans. We don't give a damn what you damn say. We don't give a damn if the sun is coming down about to burn you up and the sun says, hey, Negro, I want you to say this bad word about this other culture. You better not say, you better get yourself burned up. Right? But you get the point I'm getting at. But some about within the modern day American blacks collectively just allow people to insult them. And it is pathetic on that. It's pathetic on that.
All right, look, if you rap, break it down like this. Look, he said niggas, he just basically spit a bar. All right, niggas, he just removed the ER, so he didn't say nigger, right? He said niggas are saying that niggas shouldn't, other people shouldn't be saying niggas, right? Or say nigger, but we say niggas to the ER. You feel me?
No, I don't feel you.
Speaking on black crime, which doesn't get speaked about enough. You know what I mean? Because that is a real thing, right?
You see that bull crap again, black on black. It's almost, I despise people who do stuff like that. Black on black crime, what the hell you talking about? That means that person don't know, they don't know anything about true American black history. That is no comparison. Collective American blacks do not sit there and commit crimes, man. And the number one people who commit the most crimes is people within the predominant-based culture. So that person can go somewhere with that nonsensical trope. See, no one would allow people just be saying brown on brown crime, brown on brown crime. Yes, there are brown people who commit crimes upon brown people. Yes, that happens every day. There are yellow people who commit yellow crimes to people every damn day. There are numbers of Native Americans who commit crimes upon Native Americans. You get the point. But something about you got to sit there and say black on black crime. I ain't mad nobody do that because supremacists are doing like this. When they hear numbers of American blacks sit there and just allow people to disrespect them like that, this is what they do. Yes. And you got some foolish one who will slide. Oh, there's some people who slide some other cultures, the ones it applies to. But it's not, why people gotta be talking about certain other cultures? Because the other cultures, it's not all. Oh, no. I'm like, I'm not playing that game at all. Right. And you see this little combination of he hates people that hate black people, but at the same time, you talking about the N-word of black people, right?
Hey, guess what? I bet y'all hate me. Fuck George Floyd.
What?
Because that is a real thing, right?
Hey, guess what? I bet y'all hate me. Fuck George Floyd.
That's Steve. That's Steve.
No. Fuck George Floyd.
I mean, that's all I gotta say. This is ridiculous. But I just want to use that as a timepiece purpose. So I definitely thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.